Good morning, my chaotic girlies. How are we? The she's, the gays, the theys. Hello, my babies, because I know what kind of community I am attracting. And if I'm not, bring the she's, the gays, and the theys. Send them this way. If you know them, send them here, because that's the kind of community we're in for culminating. I don't know my words. I'm dyslexic. Note to self, if you haven't seen my last videos, I'm severely dyslexic. I mix up my words, I jumble up my words, and I don't know English, so it doesn't help, okay? But hello, welcome back, or welcome to my channel for the first time. Welcome to All Things Chaotic. That is my life, okay? So today I want to do something a little bit different for you guys. In my last video and a couple of my last videos, I've told you guys that I kind of want to gear up to start storytelling, I guess, in a way, a little homage to the queen herself, Tana Mongeau. Don't know why I pointed to this guy. She's not dead. She's very much alive and well, but a homage to the very queen herself, Tana Mongeau. Mine aren't gonna be like tea-filled drama. Like she talks about her life and the drama, but mine is gonna be very much like my life, single-handed experiences, and like kind of the trauma I experienced as a child, and kind of just story time telling to maybe hope that maybe my story can help. I don't know if motivate is the right word, but kind of help motivate you to see that there is life beyond our childhood traumas, and we can rise above them and heal from them and grow from them. And honestly, I don't know if use them to our advantage is the right way of saying this, but kind of harnessing our traumas and using them for good instead of just like self-deprecating and just sitting in our rot and throwing our lives away. There is only one shot to this whole life, and you gotta make everything. You gotta make it everything it's worth. You only have one shot at this life, so you gotta make it. I'm just gonna stop with that sentence. I can't, the firing isn't happening at all cylinders. You know the point, you know what I'm trying to say. You've got one shot at this life, don't mess it up, is basically what I'm saying. Yes, you may have trauma, but you're more than the trauma. You are a powerful individual that can heal yourself and heal those around you by healing yourself. So that's long story short, rant over. I'm going to story time for you guys today, a little bit of my life. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't really know where to start. I think I'm just gonna start from the beginning, and this is probably gonna be like a multiple part series. I'm just gonna kind of like start from the very beginning and just kind of break it down, talk to you guys a little bit, and then we'll just maybe back up on the next video. But still, alas, I'm gonna get dressed. I'm still gonna plan an outfit, talk you through an outfit, and so you guys can learn and grow and see what I'm gonna wear. But we're gonna incorporate some story time into it, because why not? I think it can help me. I think it could help you potentially. And who knows, if literally it helps nobody, it's good to get things out. It's good to talk. So at the very least, if you don't have somebody to talk to, you should write it out and get it out, because just letting it spiral in your head does nothing for anybody. Okay, but in the meantime, I need to pick out an outfit for today. I am going to do a little paint and sip situation, but maybe the sip is turned into a little trip situation. So the outfit that I'm thinking of today is hippie vibes, chill vibes, hippie, chill, casual vibes, okay? Along with the thing. I'm not gonna go too crazy. This probably isn't gonna be like a crazy, super crazy, audacious outfit video, but you're gonna get a pretty juicy story time out of it. So I think all in all, we're gonna be good. I'm gonna go into the closet to bear with me. Again, I have not looked at it, pre-cleaned it, so just bear with me and don't judge me for my closet. Or do. I don't care at this point. Go ahead. I have a couple shirts as options. This is one of my favorite shirts of y'all don't want to know what. Ooh, God, I think I'm just over explaining the t-shirts because I'm scared to start my story time. Okay, all right, I'm just gonna start it. Okay, so if we're being honest, from the start where I think I would start. Oh, you can see the nervousness oozing off of my body. Okay, where I would start. I grew up in I wouldn't want to say unstable household. My parents were severely alcoholics. They struggled with their addictions a lot, mostly alcohol in the beginning. My sister truly had it a lot worse than I did. My sister and I have different dads, but same mom. And so when I was growing up, she was living with her stepdad, my dad, but her stepdad and my mom. And it was the stereotypical, I'm gonna go turn my light off. It was the stereotypical family dynamic you hear of mom, wife, whatever you want to call it, gets remarried. The kid and the new dad just don't get along. But it was in a way that was really bad for her. They, like I said, they struggled with their addictions. My dad and my mother were both very abusive to her. Like I said, I got super lucky. I wasn't on the back end of that abuse. Trigger warning, sorry, I should probably preface, huge disclaimer, huge trigger warning. We're going to be talking about abuse, alcohol, substance issues, addiction in general, but mostly abuse and addiction and trauma, mental health. So if you struggle with that, I would just skip this video, honestly. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Okay. This is kind of hard. This is my third time restarting from scratch the story, what to say, what to do, how to tell it. But I just want to preface by saying that to me in my life, my parents were amazing people. They taught me the values that I have. They taught me to love everybody equally. My mom was very adamant on teaching me to treat the janitor as you would the CEO. There was no difference in the two. To treat everyone, no matter big or small, color, orientation, whatever they are. She taught me from a very young age to love people no matter what. And I really appreciate that because I am from a deep red. I'm from Kansas. I'm from a very, very conservative state. Granted, I grew up in kind of a liberal, I grew up in a college town, Manhattan. So it's more on the liberal side, but still just deep, deep, deep red. And I have always been so thankful that my parents were not, for lack of a better word, bigoted assholes. They loved people. They cared about people. They had their issues, but they were, at the end of the day, their hearts were good. They had their struggles, their addictions, their traumas, but they were good people. And so I want that to be known before I go into this, because at the end of the day, no matter if I had to go through this, I still want it to be known that they were amazing people. They made me who I am. I still hold nothing but love and good memories for them. But I'm starting to, at an older age, process that what I went through as a child wasn't normal when I really did for a while. So I haven't said this yet. I'm just going to put this. Both of my parents are dead. They died when I was younger, when I was like 12. I was 12 when my mom died, and a year and a half later for my dad. So there was a big portion of my life where I blocked out all of this trauma. Because when they died, I was more of like, oh my God, like my parents died and I was dealing with that trauma. I wasn't dealing with the home life that had happened up to that. I was just like, oh my gosh, my parents are dead. So my brain kind of like shut off everything negative so I could hold on and cherish just the good memories and hold on to the love that they had and the love that they had for me and other people, and just hold on to that. I had a death grip on the good memories, and I didn't think about all this extra stuff. And it isn't until kind of more recently in my life, when I moved away from my hometown, started to like go through started to really kind of look at myself and wonder like why I am the way I am. Because I started to heal myself, essentially. I wasn't in a good place. I wasn't culminating good relationships. I wasn't sacrificing. I was sabotaging the personal relationships in myself because of my trauma, and I didn't know subconsciously that it was still in there, and that, not that it was still in there, but that there were things in there that needed to come to light, and then I needed to heal from and accept and look at. And it wasn't until I like started to look at like, yes, they were good people, but there were these events that happened, and there are these events that happened that are not typically normal. They're not, people wouldn't call like the nuclear family, they're not normal for that. They're not, it's very dysfunctional to say the least. And I have to process that and have to deal with that in order to move past it. But with that being said, now when I go into these things, I want you to still remember that they were amazing people. They made me who I am today, made me loving, made me kind, made me love everybody, love animals, love beings, love literally everything. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna say it again. Keep that in mind. Don't hate them. And I know you don't know them, and I know this is stupid because I'm talking to... Okay, I think we're back and have got things under control. Remember, welcome to all things chaotic. That is my life. Okay, so just gonna kind of start at the beginning. And then go on from there. I might jump, I might stop, I might cut and do this and circle back a million times, so just bear with me. Just come along for the ride, although I'm sorry it may be a bumpy and messy ride. Okay. Like I had said, they both very much struggled with their addictions. My sister and I are half sisters. We have the same moms, different dads. And so she's older, she's 10 years older than me. And so she was very much living in the family dynamic that you hear of a lot of when your mom gets remarried, the stepdad is a fucking dickbag, or at least you guys just don't mesh. You guys' personalities don't mesh. There was probably jealousy, anger from both sides. Like, she was like, why is my mom giving all this attention to the dude? And then my dad was probably like, why is she not giving all her attention to me? Just stupid stuff that it's just me. it's just traumas. Everybody's traumas are unhealed and unlooked at, and so people act in certain ways. So that was the family dynamic. My sister and my dad never got along. Even before I was born, there was just always turmoil, and it was not going great for them. I got really lucky in the sense that I didn't get the abuse that my sister received. My sister was beaten with hangers, spoons, what you name it, whatever. Mostly hangers were my mom's favorite to beat her with, mostly because she was drunk and an angry drunk and would just, I don't know, take it out. I was a child. I couldn't even tell you what the fights were about. I just remember my sister severely getting abused growing up. There were definitely moments of like my childhood, mom would be like in her bedroom for a couple days, just like binging on handles of McCormick's vodka, the worst vodka known to man, but just a handle of McCormick's. And she would kind of just be chilling in there. We just wouldn't see her, going on her little binge. The biggest, not the biggest, but there were instances of my sister. I remember a time very clearly my sister woke me up in the middle of the night. I couldn't have been more older than like 5 or 6 at the time. My sister 15 or 16. And she woke me up because we had to go walk to the bar that my parents were at to pick them up because the bartender would not, they like essentially took their keys and said, you can't drive home. So in the middle of the night, 2 children walked all the way to the bar to go get them. And it wasn't, I don't want to sit here and pretend like it's a crazy long walk. I would probably say it's about a 2-mile walk, which I guess it is long. I'm still trying to gaslight myself. 2 miles in the middle of the night for a 5-6-year-old and a 15-year-old is insane. Don't get me wrong. But I just never... When you grow up in situations, you are kind of, it's really hard to explain if you don't have, like, I don't know, it's kind of like when I was living in it, growing up, the only experiences you have are the set of experiences that you've lived thus far. So I don't know that that's not normal. Okay, like I didn't know that, oh, other kids aren't doing this. I was so young and so just going through it that I didn't know that. Nervous burps. I didn't know at the time that your parents being drunk all the time and your parents fighting all the time and your sister being abused all the time isn't normal. You get glimpses of like, oh, this isn't fun. Like I don't like this, but you don't understand at that age that other people aren't going through that, or that it's pretty messed up or pretty bad that you are going through this. So it still wasn't until I was older that I recognized that it was not okay. But then kind of that was the beginning of things, and their addictions then started to get worse. I don't know how to tell these. I don't even want to say this story. It's these stories. I just realized I haven't really been doing anything for my outfit. So maybe I can multitask and pick out the outfit and just tell you guys at the same time. So I'm going to preface this by saying me and my sister are really good. We're at a really good place. I love my sister to death. I would do anything for my sister, and she is really good in the sense of she lets me come to her about my dad. She recognizes that my trauma is still my trauma and my dad is still my dad, and although she had awful experiences with him, she knows that it's still my dad and I had good experiences, and she doesn't want to take that away from her or from me. And for that, I am eternally grateful for my sister, because she could be a person that's like, look, dude, you're gonna have to deal with that shit on your own. He's a piece of shit. Don't care about him. Fuck him. Glad he's dead type shit. But she's always been an amazing person, always supported me, always told me, even though they have horrible relationships. They had horrible relationships. She's always been there for me, told me good stories through the shit and everything. So when I tell you this story, just keep in mind again that my sister is a saint. Okay, this one's a doozy. And this is probably where I'm going to end on the story time today, so I can keep, not right here, but I'm going to plan my outfit, but after I get done with this story is where I'm going to end. So, I might be cheating. I've worn this outfit before, but you haven't seen it, so is it really cheating? So I'm going to wear this shirt with a little beanie moment with the shorts because it's hot. Okay, so biggest turmoil, probably one of the most fucked up things of my childhood that I'm gonna preface this by saying again, huge trigger warning. Abuse, gun violence, interactions with the police, SWAT team violence, like trigger warning to all trigger warnings before I start. If you have instances with the police, if you have instances with, like, if you have gun trauma, skip past this, like this part especially, skip past this. Because it's a doozy, it's a freaking doozy. Okay, so like I said, my dad really struggled with his addictions. We already know this. It's an ongoing theme of the story. So my dad would get super duper drunk, and he was a really mean drunk. And there were instances, I'm gonna mostly speak on the one that I remember because there were multiple. We moved at, and like there were multiple across different houses. We had moved houses at this point. But this one was the one, I was in 4th grade at this time. I think 4th grade at the time. And so I was old enough. This is the one that I remember. I know there were instances in the past, but this is the one that I remember. So I remember my dad getting home one day and he was just belligerent. Just from the moment he walked in the door, just mad, angry, screaming, just being a belligerent fucking asshole, to say, just to speak lightly, okay? Love the guy. He was great to me, but he was a fucking asshole to my sister. He gets home, and I literally we had like it was like a split level home, duplex, and it was like all the bedrooms were upstairs, and then there was this little, like, I had my desk. It was just like, you walked in, and then upstairs, there were stairs straight up, and then there were bedrooms to the left, and then just this one little like side of a hallway to the right. And my desk, it was just big enough for literally a desk, and my desk was there, and I would play. I think I was literally playing with Barbies when he walked in, and he like looked at me, and I remember him saying like, "Oh, what, are you scared of me too?" or some shit. So I think at this point something had already been going on. My memory is probably blanking and like filling in pieces, but I remember him saying that to me. The dogs were going crazy, dogs were barking. Long story short, my dad he did this on multiple occasions. My dad he was a hunter. He had guns. He had a lot of guns. When he would get drunk, he would love to just, do a fun, quirky thing that said he was going to shoot and kill my sister. So that was just a fun and quirky thing that happened, and my mom didn't really take it lightly, or my sister. I don't know at the time it doesn't matter who was calling the fucking cops. Honestly, the cops should have been called. I'm very much ACAB, okay? Let's not beat around the bush. I am very much ACAB, okay? But in times like those, I don't know, like, that's why I very much believe in we should have, like, mental health specialists come out to you if there's, like, moments like this, or, like, maybe, like, a decompressor, what are those people that like defuse the hostage situation? What are they called? No, I don't know. Okay, so just somebody to diffuse. A diffuser. We need a diffuser. Because I don't necessarily know if cops are the best option for everything in those moments, but basically, the cops needed to be called. My dad is threatening to shoot my sister with a gun and kill her. Things need to be done, okay? And he's a white man, okay? The moral of the story, he's a white man. Nothing's gonna happen to him, okay? If you don't know my opinions on the police by now. So, yes, alas, long story short, tangent over. I just remember getting swifted into a car after this, me, my sister, my mom. I think our dogs were with us. I don't know. I think we all took them. And I just remember like circling the neighborhood in our car. And I remember my mom being on the phone with dispatch and they were like, I have your location. Why are you driving by the house? Like, it's a scary situation. And I don't know. I'm just kind of telling you guys what I remember. My memory is... it was literally over 10 years ago, almost on like 15 maybe at this point, not quite 20, but 15 years ago. There's gonna be a lot of ums in here. We'll do a counter. Sorry, I know this is not cohesive. This is, okay. So, next thing I remember, there are literally SWAT vans, buses, whatever you want to call them, trucks, Navy looking vehicles, like, not Navy, but like Army looking vehicles pulling up to my house. And there are SWAT teams, guys with AK-47s. There are just a lot going on. AK-47s, the best. I don't know if there was a helicopter. I don't think there was a helicopter. I think that's too much. But there was definitely the SWAT team, the whole 9 yards. Like the whole, you know, when you see in the movies, they're like, come out with your hands up, that type shit. Like the whole shit was unfolding, like, right. It wasn't right in front of us because, like I said earlier, the dispatched lady was like, can you get out of the area, please? Stop circling the neighborhood. I think what my mom was... truly, because it was still her husband, I think she was, it's like all victims of abuse, they still love their abuser, it doesn't matter. So I think more than anything, my mom was worried something was going to happen to him. So she was staying, like, she wanted to make sure he was still good. So we're staying in the area. But yeah, you hear like, come out with your hands up, come out with your hands up. That type shit. I don't know what happens from there. Because, you know, I think they go into the house, they do all their shit, and that was, I think, the last time my dad got arrested for it, because that was the last time it happened. I think that was definitely the last time that it happened, but I don't remember. They definitely didn't stop drinking. My dad did. It's not like my dad went to therapy either. I just think things got better. And I think it was because my sister was starting to get to the age where, so we have the different dads, same mom. Her dad lived in, I don't know, you're probably not familiar with Kansas geography, but we lived in Manhattan. Her dad lived in Wichita. It's about for those who don't know, about a 2.5 hour drive away. So she was starting to get to the age where I think she was like gearing up to be closer to 18, was maybe even 18 at this point. And so I think I think she moved away. I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure she was like, okay, I'm going to live with my dad. Like, your husband is threatening to literally shoot and kill me. So I'm gonna skeet skirt out of here. So I think that maybe, I never thought about why it stopped. And I think that might have a huge thing to do with why it stopped. Yes. So here's the outfit. Do a little this moment. You want to see the booty? Yeah, but it's just giving like, see, this was what I'm talking about. If you've seen my other videos, you know when I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really dress girly. This is like creme de la creme of what I would typically wear, just like chilling. The girly outfits aren't not normally me. I'm a beanie wearing, bucket hat and baseball cap wearing girly, okay? I'm not the dress girly. Even though I do like to dabble in them, this is what I'm most comfortable in. So, yes. I know this story was a mess. I know I jumped and rounded about and probably cut, and there are probably things that I'm missing, and there are probably things that I should have said that I didn't say, or there's probably things that I didn't need to put in. But I'm just rambling to a camera at this point, an open diary, if you will. So bear with me. I think I'm gonna end the video here because that was a lot for me. If you stuck along through the whole thing, I really appreciate you and I love you. And I really don't know what else to say. I've said a lot of words that really have never been said out loud, cohesively, all together in one, 20-minute time span. Besides my therapist, this is like the only person that I've probably said all of these things to is a therapist, and it's a lot. So we're gonna end here for today. Stick around because, you know, if that was just part one of the whole video series, I'm sure you can be sure that there's gonna be a lot more. So if that's the thing that you're into, you want to hear about somebody's trauma, stick around because I've got a lot of stories. I can story time a whole bunch of shit. I might not be able to give you drama and tea and spill the tea like Zach Bia tea, but I can tell you about my little messed up life, okay? Okay, again, I love you guys. I will see you next time. Maybe with probably more trauma because I'm gonna keep going in this little series for a little bit. But then we'll get back to our regular scheduled program of just trying to teach you guys how to dress. I know I didn't really go through anything today. I literally just pulled an outfit out of the closet, but yeah, here it is. Goodbye. I love you. We'll see you later.